Scottsdale Centers for Spiritual Living. My name is Daniel. I will be leading the meditation for the next 15 minutes. So get comfy, get your feet grounded, close your eyes if you feel called to do that, and wrap yourself in a loving embrace of Spirit this morning. I'm going to read very briefly from Michael Beckwith's 40-Day Mind Fast. The praise phrase of the heart. When you develop favorite praise phrases of your own, you catch the realization that there is a power in praise. When you become wedded to a phrase of absolute spiritual truth that reverberates in the heart, mind, and soul of you, the vibration of that phrase has the power to transform your life. You begin to see the world through the eyes of this praise phase. Why is that? Because the only malade that you suffer from is the illusion of separation, of being separate from Spirit. All problems have their genesis in this great misunderstanding, that great delusion. When repeated with sincerity, devotion, and explicit faith, your praise phase drowns out anything unlike itself. It drowns out the cry of the world, the appearances that tell you that you see the five senses alone is real. Today, look for your life experiences and invite a potent praise phase to speak itself within you. Write it down, say it to yourself, and say it out loud until it sets your heart on fire. That might be interesting to take into meditation. So let's go there. All of your experiences are the result of your own self contemplation. So when you talk to yourself and not to the world, when you listen to yourself and not to the voice of the world, you will hear the still small voice leading, guiding, and comforting you. You will receive its feedback from every speck of space you are receptive, if you are receptive. Consistent use of your praise phase causes you to expand your awareness and see the way God sees the world and your place in it. I perceive the face of spirit throughout my environment and give praise to that which reveals to me my own divinity. Thank you so much for being a part of the meditation with me, with us, and slowly come back to the world as we know it. And we'll begin the service in about 15 minutes or so. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Together we are strong. I see God in you. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole. Please be seated. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How are you? Good. Yay! Excellent. Excellent, excellent. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Who's your team? Go Chiefs. Oh, there's one. The Eagles. Okay, we got Eagles and Chiefs fans. May the best team win. There we go. Fun stuff. Lots happening around town this weekend, so be safe out there, everyone. I'm Reverend Jill, and I'm glad you're with us this morning for our service. If you're with us for the very first time, we welcome you wherever you may be on your spiritual journey. Know that you are very welcomed here into our community. If you have not yet already done so, you can sign up for our mailing list, which gets you a Saturday morning special delivery in your inbox from us. And it's an update on what's happening in our community on Sunday, events, activities, and so forth. And you can sign up with a QR code on the clipboard or through the website on the contact tab. We are streaming live this morning on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome everyone in our virtual community. Glad to have you with us as well. And then on Wednesday evening, we'll be re-streaming Just the Talk. Thank you, Jim. On Facebook. That's at 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. And that's a wonderful way to introduce your friends and family to our community. We have a vibrant spiritual community here at Scottsdale CSL, and we love our mission, vision, and purpose. If you would join me in speaking it into our service today. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. And so it is. How about some gratitude this week? We have a quote from Joseph Murphy, who says, as you express gratitude, you align yourself with the infinite source of abundance. Would anyone like to share gratitude for this week? How did Spirit show up for you? Okay, I thought so.
I don't know. I want to get up every week and just share that I'm so grateful that my life is wonderful and I'm surrounded by comfort, and yet recognize that my comfort zone is sometimes where dreams go to die. Yeah, that was a quote that I got this week that I'm grateful for. I'm very grateful that I had a friend who was trapped in a romance scam who has finally cut it off. And I have another friend who we're going to be dealing with too. So keep treatments around that. And I could just go on and on and on. So I'm just really grateful to be part of a spiritual community where I can come with like-minded people, where it's dogma free, and I can help improve my life and help understand spirit better.
Thank you, Jim. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else? How did Spirit show up for you? What are you grateful for? Victoria, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for all of you, for sure. And grateful we have a new dog. Her name is Abby. Yeah, and she's 3 years old. We got her from the Maricopa Rescue, which is really a traumatic thing when you go through and you look all of those dogs, thousands. And so we had to just kind of narrow it down. But anyway, she's just a real blessing. So I'm grateful for everything. You know, life is good.
Wonderful. What kind of a dog is she?
She's a German Shepherd.
Ooh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
She's quite, so many of our friends at our age their dogs are knocking them over. So and she's an exuberant girl. So we're training her to cut back on that because she's just so happy to see us, and boom, and she's about as tall as Bob. So when she stands up, so anyway, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Wonderful. Congratulations. Well, I am grateful for new ministers. Last evening, I had the pleasure of witnessing two of our ministers being ordained into lifelong service with Centers for Spiritual Living. Many of you may know Reverend Glenn Swain and Reverend Lori Frisbee. Glenn used to be our staff minister here, and Lori was our practitioner. And they've gone on to create additional minutes. They're both chaplains, and Glenn does also heartfelt farewells, which is a memorial service that he provides. And Lori is a chaplain and has now created her arts and ministry, where she's doing creativity through art and teaching people that. So congratulations to both of them. It's always a great reminder for the rest of we ministers who attend those of our own call into ministry in our ordination. So it was a lot of fun. All right. With that, I will invite Daniel to come forward for our invocation. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I have a new ritual. Every morning when I go in the garage to get in my car, I unplug it. And who would have thought that when I first started driving a couple of years ago, that I would be unplugging the first thing before getting in the car would be unplugging it. It's just amazing. Totally amazed. So a couple of things. We start the new year. A lot of us contemplate or think about what is going to be different this year than the last year. What is going to be better? Hopefully not what is going to be worse. We don't have to do that. But what we're here about in this community is walking with us, during that period where you're transitioning from what is present to what could possibly be in the future. So we do this through prayer support, written out there by the prayer box, online, call in, or contact one of the three practitioners here and ask for prayer support and support along that journey, or ask any of us. This is a very loving, spiritually based community. A lot of experience here. So ask. Don't walk alone. We'll be happy to walk with you. Okay. Uh, which means that I will be in the back of the room by the prayer room after service. So if you'd like a quick treatment, come and see me. All right. Okay. So I have a couple of quotes here from Hafiz. Remember, for just 1 minute of the day, it would be best to try looking upon yourself as God does, for she knows your true royal nature. And then the last one finishes it off. Treat yourself like someone you love. I like that one. That one's a good one. So let's take that into treatment today, okay? So close your eyes, get comfy if you want, and know that we are on this journey together. And that journey encompasses everything around us. And that everything around us is this magnificent spiritual presence, indescribable. But let me try. It is filled with light, with love, with laughter, with joy, with divine knowledge, divine inspiration. It's all of those things and so much more. And I know and claim right here, right now, to everyone within the sound of my voice, that we are connected to that spiritual presence. That there is absolutely nowhere that we can go that spiritual presence isn't running through us. And so I invite everyone to open up their heart and get it filled up with that spiritual presence today and going forward. And with that, my heart explodes with gratitude. Gratitude for this spiritual community. Gratitude for our volunteers, our members that support us with love and financial resources, with the practitioner corps, the minister corps. I give so thanks for having this available each and every day for all of us. I give thanks for Reverend Jill's message today, knowing it's exactly what we need to hear, and that we take away from that what is most important in our lives right here, right now. I give thanks and blessings to each and every person on this spiritual journey with us, no matter where they are, no matter what their belief system is. For we know that there is one source, one spirit, one God, many paths to it, and we honor and welcome each and every person on that path. We send this love out to encompass the entire world. Where love is needed the most, we send it there. And I'm so grateful to be able to speak this word into this service, into this community right here, knowing that it is multiplied many, many times. So this treatment, this spiritual presence is ongoing, and this message right here, right now, is complete. Nothing more needs to be said, done, or acted on, for it is already in action. And I speak this word into that spiritual presence, into that law that always says yes without any limitations or qualifications. Knowing this to be true, I invite us to affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Stay.
You are blessed. You are a blessing. 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 You are a blessing. You are a blessing.
Thank you, Daniel. Beautiful prayer this morning. Today is a very special day in our community. We are welcoming 3 new members into our family today. Yay! Great. And I'm going to invite them to come forward. And Kim is going to assist. She's our board secretary. If you would come forward, Kim. And in a minute, we're going to just want a rose as well. Okay. Come on up, folks, and face your friends. Choosing to become a member. New members come in. Membership in our community is a sacred choice of each individual. When someone feels like Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living is their spiritual home, they join us for a brief meeting, about an hour on Sunday after service, and discuss what membership is about, how our community operates, what membership means to them, what membership means to us. And they're offered the choice, a sacred choice, to decide if they want to become members. And these beloveds made that choice last week and decided to become part of our family. And we invite them now to light a candle provided by Miss Kim. You can use the central flame there. And Jim, if you want to light your candle on that one. And then maybe just hold that and okay, that's perfect. Everybody can light theirs. This candle represents the light that each one of them brings into our community, joining with all of the lights that everyone else brings and has brought to this community as well. Each of them seeks to embody the vision of SCSL, a world that works for everyone, and support our mission of providing spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. As they stand before us today, I ask all of those present who are currently members of this center to please stand. And those who are becoming members, please repeat after me. Today, I choose to become a member of Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living.
Today, I choose to become a member of Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living.
I commit to share my time, talent, and treasure with this community in support of it and my spiritual growth and continuing expansion. I am now a member and steward of Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. And so it is. Yay! Now, those of you who are already members, please join me in welcoming our members. Can you see the slide? A little bit? Okay. We gratefully receive you into our community. We're blessed by you and the light that you are. Welcome, new members of Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. And so it is. Yay. You people that are currently members, please speak we did that part. Never mind. Kim has a rose for you. The white rose represents sacred spirituality. It's a reminder of the sacredness of this commitment to you, your spiritual growth and unfoldment, and your commitment to this community and our overall spiritual growth and unfoldment. Welcome and thank you. Yay. I know. Come on this side. Thank you.
I don't have to buy my wife flowers this week.
There you go. There you go. Thank you all very much and welcome, welcome. Round of applause for our new members. All right. So now it is time for Victoria and our announcements.
Good morning and welcome all you new members. How exciting is that? Exciting for us too. All righty. The prayer circle meets today after service. The circle is facilitated by our ministers and practitioners, and everyone is welcome to participate. You can join us in person in the circle for silent or spoken prayer. Your request through our website prayer request, or place your written prayer request in the prayer box at the front table. All are welcome. Our annual community meeting will be held following the service next Sunday, February 16th. There will be snacks. We have open seats on the Board of Trustees, and if you're interested in serving our community in a leadership role, please see Reverend Jill today after service. We are once again holding our Grateful Gatherings fundraising events for 2025. Anyone can host an event. The hosts provide a theme, the minimum bid amount per person, total of number of people who can attend, date, location, and the food, beverage, or entertainment. SCSL congregants will bid on each event with the highest bids winning with proceeds benefiting the center. Does that mean, Reverend Jill, that there are so many people that can come and the highest bids are the ones that entertain?
The host gets to decide how many people they can accommodate in their home or wherever the event's being held, and that limits the number of people that can attend. And if more people than that bid, then they have, like a silent auction, they have to continue to raise the bids.
Okay, that sounds great. Alrighty, the creative ideas for hosting an event are virtually unlimited as long as it includes some type of food, beverage, and or entertainment. Locations can include your home, partner with someone else, your office, a park, our facility. The options are unlimited. Your imagination is your only limitation. Sign up today at the front table. After the message this evening, Reverend Jill will open the mic for your questions or comments about today's topics. We have a basket of pens and scratch pads available at the front table if you'd like to take notes during the service. And finally, we love music here at Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, and today we welcome Demi Lovato with I Love Me. Thank you.
Portrayal of how willy-nilly our minds get, if you notice the lyrics, when we don't take control of it. Unfortunately, there were way too many F-bombs in it for Sunday morning, so didn't want to go there. But it is a demonstration of she's meditating in one scene very calmly and serenely, and her alter selves are fighting in front of her. You know, and does our mind do that? Have you ever tried to meditate and no? Everybody's just calm and clear-minded and nothing going on? Good for you. Good for you. My message today is about self-love as we're continuing our series this month, asking the question, what would love do? Today our question is, what would I do? What would I do if I loved me unconditionally? What would I do? How would I think of myself? How would I treat myself? How would I treat others and experience the world? Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind that we teach here. And he reminds us that we are individualizations of God. Each of us is an expression of infinite love, not separate from it in any way. And yet we get here and we get convinced pretty early on that we're not okay, that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not lovable, we're not loved, all sorts of things that we begin to believe are true about ourselves. But in fact, we are this infinite love. That's who we be. Today, I want to see if we can debunk any ideas that self-love is selfish. Somewhere along the way, that idea has infiltrated our minds. And I want to see if we can agree that it's our spiritual responsibility to love ourselves because of the love that God is, that we are. And because how we feel about ourselves affects how we experience life. When we think of love, we often, especially this month, right? This is Valentine's month. It's all coming up. Guys, it's next Friday, okay? Everybody got it? Next Friday. Right? Send out a text. It's Friday. So we think about relationships to others at that time. Partners, family, friends, whatever it might be. But do we ever pause during our day or at the end of the day and think, how well did I love me today? How well did I treat me today? Anybody? Usually we're beating ourselves up about some silly thing we did, stressing over something that happened, having another sleepless night with worry. How do you speak to yourself in your own mind on a regular basis? In the song this morning, she said she had Jedi level skills in self-sabotage, and that she holds a black belt when beating herself up. Aren't we our best critics? Because we know the details, right? We know all the details to use against ourselves. How do we treat ourselves every single day? Now, I know most of us do a good job of being very positive and very affirming. But are there ever moments when we're not? Yeah. What do you believe about your own worthiness? Whatever those thoughts and actions are that we take on a regular basis, that's the energy that we carry with us, that we project out into our world and identify as who we are. And it's also what goes to the universe. Because the universe is always listening, right? And that's who we're telling it we are. I think of it like a TV or radio broadcast. We're always broadcasting. Ernest Holmes talked about that we're broadcasting stations. Who are you broadcasting yourself to be? Are you Beth on Yellowstone? Or are you more like Oprah on Super Soul Sunday? What are you broadcasting out there on a regular basis? Many of us pray for peace, for calm, for goodness, for compassion, kindness. But do we treat ourselves that way? Do we treat ourselves that way? The way we say we want the world to be? Or do we just lash out in anger about the way the world is, further fueling the way the world is? It's important that we remember that relationship Creating a world that works for all begins with treating ourselves the way that we want the world to treat us. A lot of times we get caught up in, when all that gets fixed, I'll be good. It doesn't work that way. All this has got to get fixed before that begins to shift and change. If we want to create a world of peace, joy, and harmony, it begins right here. Cultivating and broadcasting those qualities from within, because we live life from inside out. So what is this spiritual principle of self-love? The Science of Mind teaches us that love is the highest vibration in the universe. Do you agree? We know that God is love, highest vibration there is. Love is the very essence. And if we're to truly embody and live our divine nature, we need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally, because that's what we came from. That's the substance of which we are made. We just have some ideas in the way that tell us maybe that's not true, but it is true. Self-love is the foundation on which we build a life of peace and joy and fulfillment. And it's the fertile soil from which all relationships are going to blossom. In our lives personally and in the lives of everyone that we touch as we move through the world. Last week, Reverend Lee talked about our garden of our minds and pulling the weeds. Self-criticism, self-doubt, feelings of unworthiness, these are weeds. These are weeds that have been planted in our minds. Anybody pulled any weeds this spring yet? They're coming up. Some of them are those little grassy ones that just come right out. And some of them you go, whoa, and you can't hardly pull out. Well, some of these are those that have the long, deep, heavy roots that are buried deeply in our subconscious that we got to work on to get them out. We can't just cut them off, can we? What happens if you just cut off the top of a weed? Comes right back, doesn't it? Even stronger. So we have to work to get the roots. We have to work to get the roots out. Eradicate these things. Holmes reminds us also that the universe is impersonal in the way that it responds to us. We live in a system of law, and it is always works the same for everybody. It doesn't matter what our means may be. Rich people don't get treated better by the universal law than folks that don't have as much. What's going on in here determines how that law is going to respond to us. It's how we choose to use it through this power of our individualized minds. Ernest said, life acts like a mirror. Whatever we hold in front of it is all it knows about us. It reflects the forms of the thought that we give it. That's a pretty powerful statement. Because sometimes I think we think that I'm just going to pray for highest and best because the law knows what's best for me. And we've got to be careful with that. Because if we're not sure, what's the image we're projecting to that mirror of the law? Uncertainty, right? So that's why it's important that we be clear on those things that we desire, because this mirror is simply going to reflect the form of our thoughts back to us. So when we're radiating self-love and joy, the world mirrors that love back to us. When we get caught in self-doubt and criticism, that gets mirrored back too. We begin attracting experiences that reinforce those feelings. Have you ever said, I knew that bad thing was going to happen. I knew I was going to drop it. I knew that report wasn't going to be received well. I knew they were not going to be nice to me. That is you're saying, proving yourself right. I knew it. I knew it. So be very careful with those types of thoughts because we have a tendency to want to make ourselves right. So be very careful with those. Choosing to love ourselves is not an act of vanity, arrogance, or self. Can't remember the word. Sorry. That's a word. That's a bigger word. Selfish. Fish. Ron's going fishing. I should have remembered that. It's not an act of vanity, arrogance, or selfishness. It's necessary in aligning with the highest truth of who we are, because we are spirit. We are God beings. In this teaching, we hear that thoughts are things. Have you ever heard that? Ernest said that all the time. Thoughts are things. Because he understood this idea of reflection back to us in the mirror of the law. So thoughts are things. Imagine your thoughts and words as physical things. Think about some of the things you've said just this week. Think about those as things. If we call ourselves a loser, we call ourselves stupid. I can't believe I was so stupid doing that. Oh my gosh. Imagine a sledgehammer, boink, is bopping you, right? Imagine feeling unworthy and unloved as a cold, wet blanket just being draped over you. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. And we have the power in our minds to think better thoughts, don't we? We have the power in our minds to think better thoughts. We're sending those messages not only out into the universe, but into our bodies as well, right? Because our bodies are always listening to us as well. So it's important that we recognize, realize, and understand the power of our thoughts, what we're saying to ourselves, what we're thinking about. Driving down the road, how many times are we not aware of where we are? And we suddenly realize, oh, I'm almost there. What have you been thinking about during those times? Do you know what you're thinking about? Or is your subconscious truly just thinking up stuff? And is it positive or negative? Now, intellectually, I know we know this. I know we know this. And consciously, we try to practice living positive and affirming lives. I do. But I sometimes catch myself in that little negative spiral. I sometimes catch myself saying things that I go, who said that? So it can still happen to all of us. Because our minds are amazing machines, are they not? And what they can do. The committee, the hamster on the wheel, self-doubt can sometimes just take over. So how can we reform our minds? One of the tools that we teach here is mindfulness. I found a quote by a gentleman named James Baraz. He says, mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening right now without wishing it were different. Enjoying the pleasant without holding on to it when it changes, which it will. Being in the unpleasant without fearing it will always be this way, which it won't. Isn't that a wonderful definition? Being present without attachment to the good or the bad and recognizing it always changes. In order to change our thinking, we have to be aware of what we are thinking that we want to change. Do you know anyone that's not aware of their negative thoughts? Yeah, we run into them all the time, don't we? Mindfulness helps us to slow down enough to notice those thoughts that we're having and to begin to change them through a process of denials is what I typically use, because I have to stop myself in my tracks. And a denial usually does that. Saying I'm so stupid becomes I'm not stupid, I'm intelligent. I'm a child of the divine, a child of intelligence and wisdom. I'm absolutely not stupid. That's crazy. I acknowledge I made a mistake. And then I look for and find gratitude in that. What did I learn? What did I overcome? What will I do next time? Think about how you would treat, yes, a new word. Think about how you would treat a 5-year-old who was learning math and added 1 plus 1 and said it's 3. Would you tell them they're stupid? Or would you simply explain, that's not it. Let me show you. Let me mentor you. Let me dry your tears because you made a mistake. Would you treat them with kindness and tenderness? Yeah. When did we lose that? When did we give that up on ourselves? It's like she said in the song, I give love easily to everybody else, but not me. When did we let go of that? Whatever the inner critic says, whether you're not worthy of that raise, that hot girlfriend, or a new home, you say, that's not true. I'm a creation of that which has made everything. I am worthy of any desire that has been placed in my heart by the Spirit. I am good at my job, and I deserve to be well compensated for my time and talent. I have all I need to attract my perfect right woman, man, new home, whatever the desire is. I am more than enough to receive it. This week, as I was thinking about this message, I realized there might be a connection between self-love and the law of attraction. Ernest says every person is surrounded by a thought atmosphere. This mental atmosphere is the direct result of our conscious and unconscious thoughts, which become the direct reason for and cause of what comes into our lives. We don't usually talk about the law of attraction when we're teaching self-love. Let's think about that. When we love ourselves, we're broadcasting like that iHeart radio station, the sappy love songs that plays all the time. We're broadcasting love, right? We're just a little broadcast station of love and joy. You know people like that, don't you? Yeah. We automatically begin to attract people and activities and opportunities who like to listen to that station and who are tuned into an alignment with it, right? As we raise our vibration, because love is the highest vibration there is, right? As we raise our vibration in love, doesn't it make sense that our life is going to begin to mirror our highest good? That we'll attract that into us? The universe responds to us and reflects our inner state of being, that tendency of thinking. So loving ourselves is foundational to successfully using the law of attraction. Starts there. Now, a really cool side effect of when we begin to intentionally live from a place of self-love is that we become that ripple on the pond. And it begins to affect everybody in our lives, everybody we come in contact with. And our beacon of light starts to shine brightly, and they begin to pick up on it. And then they begin to share it and see it and shine it, and they become that ripple. And the next thing you know, everybody's doing it. I saw a post on Facebook this week that showed a picture of women. It was just a picture of women in 1963 and 1969. And the statement was you had to be there to understand this. Because in 63 were the beehives and all that stuff, remember? And girls still dressed nicely. And then in 69, it was the long hair, the headbands, the hippie look, and all that stuff. That was, 6 years? The world changed so dramatically. Imagine if in 6 years, everybody became a ripple on this pond of love and everything changed. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. We start a chain reaction of love. Not a pipe dream, but a real possibility that begins with each one of us, healing the thoughts we tell ourselves, the lies we tell ourselves, that we're not okay, that we're not lovable or worthy. We have to choose to mute that inner critic. We have to disband that committee inside of our heads and love ourselves unconditionally so that we can align with and attract our good to us. And this is how our vision of a world that works for everyone works. It starts inside us and moves out from there. If you would like to study more about these principles, I invite you to sign up for our Mindful Monday newsletter. It comes out on Monday mornings, and it's a recap of the talk and the spiritual practices that we're going to go over here this morning. I have 3 for us today. 3 practices for cultivating self-love. Number 1 is affirm it. Affirm it. Speak words of love and kindness to yourself each day. I invite you to use the Louise Hay mirror work. Anybody familiar with that? Louise Hay was one of our great teachers and ministers, and she recommends that we stand in front of a mirror and repeat an affirmation every day for 21 days. I'm going to invite you to at least do it these 7 days from today through next Saturday. And I want you to stand in front of the mirror and just simply say, I love you to yourself until it gets comfortable. Use different tonalities, different ways of saying it, but get yourself comfortable with standing in front of the mirror, looking at yourself and saying, I love you. And continue to do that again until it feels comfortable. I've done this exercise, and there is a point where it becomes comfortable. It's not in the beginning. In most cases, it is not in the beginning, but it will get there. And it's transformative. So I invite you to step into that. You can also do this for any other condition you're dealing with, fear. What else do we want to overcome? Fear, anger, any of those sorts of things. You can do that. I will put a link to Louise's mirror work information in the Mindful Monday newsletter for you too. Number 2 is self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same grace and forgiveness you would offer a child or close friend. Remember that 5-year-old. Treat yourself that way. When you make a mistake, rather than beating yourself up, gently remind yourself you're doing your best. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and I learned from this to do better. Now, if you come up with resistance at that phrase, I'm doing my best, in a particular situation, start there. Start there. If there's some place that you don't believe you did your best, dig into that. Why not? And begin doing your best so that you can begin living your best life. Number 3 is self-care. Care for your body, mind, and soul as the sacred temple that it is. This is it. They haven't found a body transplant yet that we can put our consciousness in a new body. So we got to take care of this one. So rest when you're tired, nourish your body with healthy food, and take time for activities that bring you joy. Joy is so important. It's so important for us to do things that bring us joy, that make us happy, that make us smile, that make us feel good. Take time for that. Nourish your soul with daily spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, sacred reading, and mindfulness. Self-care is a tangible way that we demonstrate love for ourselves. So developing greater self-love is a spiritual practice. It's a daily devotion to recognizing and honoring our oneness. Our oneness. God is all there is. God is love. God created all that is. God created me. I therefore am that love. I am one in that sacred oneness. And that's the key to creating lives filled with more joy, peace, and fulfillment. If you don't remember anything else about this talk today, I invite you to please remember you are worthy, you are whole, you are infinitely and unconditionally loved. So it is. And it is your turn. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Complaints? You want to say something?
I might be one of those persons that can love you and everyone else. And I do that very well. And I do love myself, but I don't show it.
Ah,
But I would do anything for anyone in this room or anyone I ever see. But I wouldn't do that for myself.
really? Interesting. Have you had any experience of discovering what that's about for you? Digging a little deeper inside and asking?
Probably not. I accept it and I move in that direction.
Yeah. I bet this mirror work exercise will be good. Yeah. Look forward to hearing about it next week. Anybody else? Kim.
I just started a practice within the last week that I found to be transforming, which is before I go to bed, the last thing I do is I answer the question, what 3 things did I do well today?
Nice.
And that's been just a practice of self-care that has been transformational because I wake up in a much better frame of mind than going to bed thinking about what I did wrong, which is our tendency, just conditioned. So it's been helpful.
Are you sleeping better?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. That's a great practice. Say the question again.
What 3 things did I do well today?
What 3 things did I do well today? I like that. Maybe that becomes our gratitude practice next week. What 3 things did I do well this week? How about that? Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Kim. Anybody else? Bob?
A couple of things. I heard it said somebody said it. If somebody treated me the way I treat myself, I'd had to punch them out. And I feel that way inside sometimes. It's getting better, especially since I joined the SCSL community. But the one thing when you first started speaking today, I wondered about if you believe if you don't have self-love, can you really truly love another person? You first have to have the self-love or not.
That is,
Intellectual.
yeah, that's a great question because a lot of times we teach that we first have to love ourselves before we can love anybody else or before anyone can love us. And I think it's more we have to love ourselves before anyone else can love us because we're exuding that energy of not love. So that gets real thick in analyzing what type of love we're talking about. You know, is it a superficial? Is it a more deep love? I think we can love others, yes. I think we can love others more. I think we can love others more than we are because we've got something in ourselves that is blocking us fully loving ourselves and fully loving the other. There's a barrier. It's not that full merging in oneness. And I think that's the healing work that we do inside that allows us to do that, to really become merged in oneness. Mm-hmm. Daniel, my self-love expert.
So one of the things I learned and practiced when we're doing the real love work
Mm-hmm.
was that we can have others love us until we can learn how to love ourselves.
Yes.
And so what that requires is for us to be open to receive that. I think that's the distinction. We have to be open to receive that. And then eventually we will learn how to love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you don't have love, you have to get it from outside sources. I think
Very true.
that's the presence.
Very true. Thank you for that reminder. You have to get it from outside sources if our bucket is empty inside. Yeah. Jane.
How can you? I hope to work on this, but how can you dislike people politically so much? You think they're good people, and yet politically, I think we're going the wrong way. but it is an opinion, I guess. How do we know we're right and they're wrong?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. In this teaching and many others, we teach that we separate the act from the actor. And I know. And we can look at actions and disapprove or disagree with those, but still do it in a loving way and still be loving towards that person, recognizing their divinity in the oneness that we all live in. And that's a challenge for us because we see things as separate from us. We see things and people as separate from us. So it can prove challenging. What time is it? 2 minutes till. I had this story in my talk and I took it out, but it speaks to what you're talking about. Thank you, Jim. This week, Friday night, I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across a post from a minister friend that I went to school with. Know her well. And she posted that she was very happy about a recent executive order. And there was a lot of comments. I started scrolling through the comments, and many of them were supportive of her and her decision. Some were supportive of her, but not her decision. But the ones that I was most fascinated by were ministers that I went to school with, that went to school with her. We all know each other well and know our stories. And the way they attacked her person rather than the issue. And it was really saddening to me as an example of what we're talking about with that separation of the act from the actor. She posted her opinion. She posted something that she felt good about, she agreed with. And yet she got publicly humiliated, torn down. And I was very saddened by that. And that's a lot of what prompted some of this message today, is that we have got to start within ourselves to be that love that can ripple out and not participate in that level of tearing stuff down when we disagree with it. Not stuff, people. We can't tear people down when we disagree with them because we're all one. We have to remember that. We can disagree with the action, but we have to remember to find the love in our hearts, that we're all one. If you've got children and they've ever done anything that you didn't agree with, you usually don't stop loving them, do you? Let's pray. As we go within, we recognize that there is one life, one mind, one heart, one power, one presence, That power, that presence, that life is God. That life is love. That life is the one substance and source of everything that exists, has ever existed and ever will exist. Everything that is in this very moment. Every person, every place, everything. And it is all good. For God is good. And I know that this allness, that this infinite intelligence, this wisdom, this divine right order and action is that which runs this universe, has set it up, has created it. It keeps the planets in alignment, the stars in the sky. And I know that as that perfection has always been, it continues and will continue. And I know that each of us is a manifestation of that. And that each of us is whole, perfect, and complete in that manifestation. That we are that love. We are created of it. We live it. We are it. We were born of it. We are one in it, one in each other, all connected to all beings on this planet, past, present, and future. And so from this place of absolute unity, absolute oneness, absolute wholeness and perfection, I speak my word for and about each one of us. Knowing in this moment that we just let it go. We let go of anything that we have said yes to that no longer serves us. Anything that tells us we are less than, unworthy. We fire the inner critic. We silence the committee. We disassemble the hamster wheel. And simply allow our minds to be open and clear and filled with love. Just breathing into that. What would it be to be love? I know that there is divine right order and action in the universe, on our planet, in our government, in our cities, and in our lives. I bless all who take leadership roles in all areas of life, whether it's our church leadership here at Scottsdale CSL, whether it's our federal government, whether it's any government in the world. We all know that we know that all are divinely inspired, guided to right and perfect action, and that all will unfold exactly as it needs to, and that we in this moment are whole, perfect, and complete. I know for anyone that has anything on their heart this day, that as they lift it into this prayer, that we know that it is healed, it is revealed, it is clarified, there is abundance and prosperity, there is joy and love and loving relationships. Whatever that ask is for, whatever that desire in their heart is, placed there by Spirit, it is fully orbed with all necessary for its full and complete manifestation, and we accept that in this moment. It is with a grateful heart, filled with joy and thanksgiving, that I release this prayer into the action and activity of law, knowing that it is done. And we affirm that truth together by saying, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. It is time for giving, and I invite everyone in the room and those online to join us in circulating our good. We have lots of ways to do that, to participate in sharing our good here. Ernest Holmes says, I know that my good is increased and multiplied as it is scattered. I am both an inlet and an outlet for the passage of divine love, life, and power. Wherever I go, I shall impart the divine blessing which I have received. We have lots of ways to give. You can go through our website, scottsdalecsl.org, click the donate button. You'll be offered the opportunity to become a tither, and you'll get a tithe ticket to you of your circulation that you have done in the portal, and you can put this in the basket. We have a prosperity program called Money Finders. This proves a principle: what we focus on expands in our lives. And when we focus on the extra and unexpected good that comes to us, we tithe 10% here. We keep 100% for 90% for ourselves. And it proves the principle: what we focus on expands. We accept donations with Zelle, donations at scottsdalecsl.org, credit card with a QR code, or at the front desk after service. If you're making a cash donation, I invite you to use an envelope and make sure I have your email address and your name so we can get you a giving statement next year. Giving statements went out this week. If you were expecting one and did not get one, please let me know and make sure I've got your current email address. All right, our affirmation this morning. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am grateful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Please join me in blessing all that has been circulated here today to and through this community. We are so grateful to each and every one who has chosen to circulate their good through this community in the form of finances. We know that each gift is blessed, pressed down to overflowing in their lives and in the life of this community, as we are a grateful receiver and circulate this good back out into the world to create a world that works for all. And so it is. So it is. All right, a few final announcements. Daniel is your prayer practitioner today. He'll be back in the prayer room waiting for you. You can also leave a prayer request in the box or online on our website. You can stop by the financial desk. Stop by the front desk if you would like to use your credit card, make a contribution, purchase a book, or sign up for a grateful gathering. We're looking for hosts to host some events this year. Lots of opportunities for those coming up. Next week, we're going to continue our series with Reverend Lee's message, What Would We Do?, as we explore the tapestry of relationship. Valentine's Day, it'll be over, but it's the weekend, so we'll be exploring all that. We'll be here at 9:30 for meditation, 10 o'clock for the message, and the rebroadcast is on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Remember, our annual community meeting is next week, right? You knew that. Yes? Okay. We'll be electing some new board members. We're going to review 2024. We'll look ahead to 25 and beyond. Everyone's welcome. We open it up at the end for your ideas and what you would like to see in the center going forward. So I look forward to that. We had a really rich conversation last year, so I look forward to that. And please stand for our affirmation and closing song. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today, I honor and cherish myself completely, and so it is.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
Prayer circle after service.